What's up, everybody? StreamYard is telling me I'm live, so that means that y'all can see me. Welcome back to On the Block with Jen. I hope you really enjoyed yesterday's On the Block with Jen. It was amazing. It was my boxing episode. I had referee Joe Cortez. I had a boxing trainer, so I hope y'all watched. If you didn't, go to YouTube. It is still up. It's really dope. We discussed the current state of boxing and Mike Tyson, of course. That's on everybody's mind right now, right? His quote unquote comeback. So, for those of you that don't know, I am Jen, and this is critically acclaimed, world-renowned, global producer, director, writer, Mark
Oh,
Harris.
you talking about me?
Yeah, you.
I thought you talking about yourself.
I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about me yet. I'm still working. I'm trying to.
Okay.
When I grow up, I want to be just like you. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So, what's up, mi gente? It is Friday. We made it, right? We made it. God is good all the time, so I hear. I wouldn't know.
I have a question for you too.
Oh, good. Fridays, as you guys probably don't know, but Fridays are called Free for All Fridays, meaning it is a total free for all. You guys could come on the panel. You guys can rebut something that you've seen me say, the past week. You could there's a place where you could, come out your feelings, because a lot of you are in your feelings on my post. So Friday, Free for All Fridays is when you guys could come on and bitch, moan, and whine about the things that I said. Right? See? So it's an open door here on Fridays. It's Free for All Fridays. So you got a question for me? Because I got a couple of, free for all random topics I wanted to talk about.
Okay, yeah, I do have a question for you. I have a couple questions for you. First,
let me raise the volume, because I know you always got some fuckery for me. So let me raise the volume so I can hear you.
Yeah, quick question.
Just tuned in. This is Free for All Fridays. All topics welcome. Anybody who wants to come on the panel is free to come on the panel. If you want to bitch about some shit I said during the past week, you can do so. It's Free for All Fridays today. Mark says he has a question for me.
Okay, so with your post, right?
Yes.
With your post, how much of that is you?
On Facebook.
On Facebook.
It's totally me. It's 110% me. But what do you mean by is it me?
I mean, do you, like when you express those feelings, right? Is that you just are you provoking people and just say, "Oh, I'm provoke someone," or do you really mean the things that you say?
Here's what I say, because I know there are people on Facebook that troll. There are people on Facebook that literally troll. It's like, oh, I'm gonna log on and see if I can fuck with people. Here's the thing: everything I say, I mean, but it provokes people, right?
Okay, so
those are my thoughts. Those are my legit thoughts. It's just that my legit thoughts happen to provoke people.
Okay, so you said something on the post yesterday, right? That you're grateful.
Yes.
But you said you're grateful, but then you went on and say, so but you don't give thanks to God.
No.
So who are you grateful to?
I am grateful to be in the situation that I'm in. I just don't equate it to an entity, because then that would make me obnoxious in my spirit, right? If I am thanking an entity, escucha, clase, escucha. If I am thanking an entity for putting me in a good position, then I am accepting that. Where'd you go? What is going on over there? There's a lot of crunching, Mark Harris. The going was get. What's up, Robin? What's up, Vashon? What's up, Ed Rodriguez? If you guys want to come on the panel, let me know. I am letting people on the panel today. It is Free for All Fridays. Y'all could come on here, bitch, squeal, moan, complain about me or the world or current state of politics or relationships or race relations, whatever you want. Okay, Mark Harris is coming back. Your guest will what? What's his name? I got you on two different. Oh, you in the Boondocks?
The black one. The black one. The black one. Yeah, you get rid of that.
Okay. All right. No, I was saying that there was a crunching going on your side, and I don't know what it was, like a fussing, like buttons or something. There was a lot of.
I'm in the boondocks.
Okay.
That's better.
Yes. So to answer your question, you were asking me what I meant. Basically, long story short, when I find myself in a good situation, and I mean simple situations, like I have running water, I have a roof over my head, I eat every day, several times a day. You know what I mean? I am healthy, I'm happy, my family is healthy and happy. When I feel grateful for those things, I can't with a good conscience thank an entity, because thanking an entity for being in a good space in life would mean that I have to accept, right, that same entity is not looking out for someone who's not doing as good as me. And I can't do that. I'm too humble to do that. I can't do that. I can't accept that with a conscious mind and common sense. Because if something is blessing me to have running water and to have food every day, to have a healthy body, then what about all the people who are not in my position, who are starving, who have to deal with dirty water every day, who can't eat every day? Then I have to accept that God is only looking out for me and not that other person, and I can't accept that. That's why I don't believe in blessings. I think blessings are very obnoxious. You're hella crunching over there, like it's bad.
It's still messed up.
It's like whatever you're doing is causing a lot of noise. I don't know if you're typing. I don't know.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just like I'm on my cell phone, and this is like.
Can you place it down and not touch it? See, that's great, but we got to see you. My director. Come on, director. Thank you. Here we go. What is that?
That's you every time you talk.
Really? So whose mic is fucked up? It is every time I talk.
Let me say something. See? Blah, 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 blah.
It is me. But why?
Blame it on the black man.
Okay. So I think, but when I mute you, I don't hear it. So I'm gonna have to, when I speak,
Are you on your cell phone or on your laptop?
My laptop.
I have no idea what's going on.
See, but when I mute you, I don't hear it. Why? See, I don't hear it. It's fine. See, but then I can't hear you. So,
you know what I'm saying, when you mute me and you start talking, then the static comes back.
No, it's good when I mute you.
But I'm saying, like, it's good for you,
right?
But for us that's listening to you, it's not good.
Okay, guys, when I'm speaking, do you hear like a weird crunching sound? Can you guys watching let me know? I only hear it when I don't mute you.
You only hear when I talk?
No, like if I don't mute you. Okay, Robin, hold on. I'm gonna mute his mic. Okay, Robin, do you hear? Okay, do you hear a crackle now that I muted his mic? Can you hear it crackling now that I muted his mic? Let me know, guys. See, Robin said when I mute your mic, don't crackle.
Okay, then mute me then when you talk, because long as they can hear you, I'm good.
Okay. There goes the crackle. Let me give me a hand signal when you want to come in. Okay, so Robin, I want to read Robin's comment. She said, in regard to Mark, yes, your posts are very provoking, meaning your post, Mark. But folks need to read the comments to get a deeper understanding before going berserk. like your welfare reparation post. Oh, okay, that was my post. Your welfare reparation post, I was confused at first, but once I read the comments, I got a deeper understanding of how the conversation was going and was able to respond accordingly. Did you, Mark, did you see my reparations post?
When did you make it? I didn't see anything today.
So basically, let me mute you again. So basically, I asked the question and it threw a bunch of people in their feelings. I simply asked, do you think that someone who's been on welfare many, many years could be considered being given reparations? That was the question. Do you think someone who's been on welfare many, many years, can you consider that a reparation? Like, look, you didn't work for this money and you got money, because we know, I mean, come on, there are people who are on welfare for a lifetime. That exists, right? So can that person ask for reparations, or can that be viewed as reparations? And it threw people, I mean, I always get half and half on my posts. I get people that are completely are blinded by the word, you know, anything associated to Black people, they're blinded. Oh my God, don't ask about us. No. And then my other half of the comments are very intellectual people who dissect the question and respond. So I already knew what to expect. I already knew I was going to have people in their feelings. And then I was going to have people like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Well, no, this isn't reparations, and here's why. And that's what I was trying to get out of people. But some people were just in their feelings. But that was the question. I'm unmuting you.
So what I'm just curious about what were some of the things people were saying.
I'm gonna mute you. Okay, I'm gonna mute you. So of course, the usual is the diversion of white people immediately, right? The diversion of white people immediately. Well, white people are the most people on welfare. I didn't ask that. I know the statistic, and I know that white people are the most people on welfare. That is old news, right? But that's not what I asked. But, you know, it seems like, you know, it's what we spoke about before, that Black people can't respond to a question without injecting what white people are doing too. So I said on the post, I said, why can't you answer a question without inserting white people? Just answer the question. You understand? So that was one thing people were doing immediately, was diverting to how many white people are on welfare. But my point was, if I'm speaking to the person asking for reparations, yes, there's Latins on welfare, Asians on welfare. The Jews in Brooklyn got welfare locked down. You know what I mean? I know it's not just Black people, but I was specifically asking, if a Black person is asking for reparations and they're on welfare for a lifetime, could that, it was a simple question, could that be considered reparations because you basically lived off the government that oppressed you, right, during slavery? So it was just a simple question. It was either yes or no, or yes with an explanation. But a lot of people got in their feelings about it because I think they get offended when they hear the word welfare. And no one asked me why I was asking or what I thought of welfare. They just completely assumed that, you know, they compared me to Mitch McConnell and what Trump thinks. And I'm not a person that, my son doesn't rise and set on what white people think. I don't give a fuck what white people think. I don't give a fuck what Trump said. I have my own mind. I'm not triggered by what white people think. I know where they are. You know what I mean? I place them in a certain box, and that is where they are. So their opinions don't move me like that. Oh my God, look what Trump said about us. He doesn't, you know, they don't move me like that. So, but everybody was, most of them, they were diverting. They were like, but white people, white people, white people. I said, I asked a fucking question about reparations. If you would want a reparations check, then you can answer this question. Right? It was a simple thing. And then one of the guys was like, or they said the question was racist. They was like, the question alone is racist. I was like, it's a question, right? So I said, you guys are just being emotional. So then one of the men said, well, what if you had an opinion and I said you were just being emotional because you were a woman? I said, here's what I would do. since you asked me, here's what I would do. I would ask myself these questions, because he said I offended him with that question. So I said I would ask myself just a couple questions before I reply to you and decide to get offended. I would say, do I know this person in real life? Or do they pay my bills? Am I involved with them romantically? Am I ever going to meet them? Or are they just a person across the world with a keyboard? Right? So you can say whatever you want. You can say my opinion is because I'm a woman and I'm emotional, and then I can decide whether or not I get offended. But that's my choice. So I told them, you decide whether or not what someone says offends you. I can't decide that for you. I just write my thoughts, and then you decide whether or not to get offended. I scrolled by, posts that say Puerto Ricans are this, Puerto Ricans are that, Puerto Ricans have a lot of babies, Puerto Ricans are on welfare, Puerto Ricans have a lot of Puerto Ricans eat rice. It's like, I decide whether you're going to offend me or not. I decide that. I'm not giving you that power. So I told this grown man, you decide what offends you. I write a post and then you decide. I can't decide that for you. But people want you to be responsible for their offense. It's like I want you to be responsible. And that's the environment of social media, where everybody wants to be accepted. Everybody wants a participation trophy. Like, people want to act the ass, and then they want to be accepted, and they want to be hugged and co-signed. And I'm like, as an adult, I am not responsible for what offends you. And then he didn't reply after that, because he probably realized, I don't know this woman. I'm not romantically involved with her. I'm never going to meet her. And she is just a person with a keyboard. But I shouldn't have had to tell an adult that, right? He was so busy being offended. And I'm like, half of my posts, people answered. And they answered eloquently and then dissected the question. And that's what I was looking for. And even if you give me a simple no, that's good too. That's answering the question. But to get offended and divert to white people is such a fucking waste of time. And people don't realize how much that continuously perpetuates you're under the white person, because whatever you do and say and think is according to what white people do and say and think about you. I am not giving white people that power. I don't care what Trump thinks. And I don't even think that people realize this is what they're doing, is continuously giving white people power. But Trump believes this too. I don't even know what Trump believes, because I don't listen to him. I'm not hanging on, let me see how he feels about Puerto Ricans today. I'm not going to do it. I got shit to do. I'm thinking generational wealth. I'm thinking about my credit score, which is very good, by the way. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about, hold on. Let me unmute you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Go.
Okay. I said, but you don't like them.
Trump?
Yeah.
I don't like 99.9% of white people.
Oh, okay. But let me ask you this. So with the whole thing with the reparations question, right? Which is a legitimate question. I mean, if you're receiving welfare, do you think you should deserve a reparation check? But you have people who, it's how you look at reparations as well, right? If you like, first of all, I don't, like money shouldn't be the payoff. Like the dollar shouldn't be the payoff. The dollar's in a few maybe a year, maybe this year, it's not gonna have any value to it. Every million, not every millionaire, but billionaires and these people are getting away from the dollar. So they'll give you, eventually they're going to say, okay, we're going to give you reparations, and we're going to give you, they're going to print this money. Just like we have to think about something, right? When they print this money, even with this whole stimulus check, it's like, well, I know I was seeing a lot of posts when people were saying, well, how did they give up $2 trillion? If they give up $2 trillion, they can do reparations. It's not that simple. And here's the reason why. Like, this money is like the first of all, we have to realize that the American government is completely broke. And it's like they're continuing to print money, and there's nothing to back this money. Mm-hmm. Like and when I say there's nothing to back this money, let me just give you an example. If you look at the dollar bill is only which is only considered a note. Now a dollar, right? The dollar was considered like either silver or gold. And then what we would have the paper money, right, which is the note, and that's what we use because people didn't want to carry the silver and gold around. But that paper money had no value. So in 71, Nixon, what happened was Nixon took the American America off of the silver and off of the gold standard. So there's nothing backing the money. It's nothing but it's fiat money. It's just been printed over and over again. And so there's coming a time right now, right, that we actually are in that they're going to say, okay, we're going to trust me. In the next year or so, maybe even sooner than that, the government of America will say we're going to pay back Black people reparations, and they're going to give you all of this fiat money, and which has no value to it at all.
That's your prediction.
You said what?
That's your prediction that they are.
Yes, they are. They are definitely they're going to, because they give you something that really has no value. So it's like, let's make them happy. Then they're gonna. It's not going to have. It has absolutely no value. It's not going to have any value at all. Well, my point was this. My point was.
Did you share? I'm sorry. Did you share the video?
This one right here.
Yeah.
I've been.
Okay, got it. I got it because my thing. All right, it's good. I got it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. What's the name? So what was it?
You were saying that.
So when it comes to reparations, right? I don't want a check. I don't want a check. I want land. Land has value. You know what I'm saying? Give me land. Give me 1,000 acres of land in Georgia, and I'm cool.
So no more 40 acres.
I got 40 acres. I need 1,000 more. Maybe 10,000. Give me 10,000 acres. I'm cool with 10,000 acres. You can have the money. Give me 10,000 acres. That's my reparation. You know, I don't want dollars.
That was my question, and of course, people got in their feelings about it.
I'm going to say something that may offend people, and it deals with, like, if you're on welfare, you're on welfare. That's the way you make your living. That's the way you make your life. You're not thinking about land. You're thinking about money. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know like the average person. I'm just going to say the average Black person, period. And this is across I'm just saying Black people because, of course, we should know. But most of us do not know the intricate details of slavery. We just know it existed. So if you don't, like, another question could be posed is the fact that if you don't know the intricate details of slavery, should you get a reparations check? You have to know your history in order to know why you're being repaid for the damage that was caused.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
But isn't that an impossibility?
What's an impossibility?
To know what your history is as far as the slave trade.
Impossible.
I trace back my, you know what I mean, my foremothers and forefathers and what they went through. How would I know?
What you mean? How would they know?
How would you know what happened during the slave trade in your lineage and your, you know what I mean, your great grandmothers and great grandfathers? How would you know?
Well, it doesn't have to be okay. So when you're dealing with slavery, right? There are people, of course, we can track our bloodline, right? And I don't know how is that African ancestry. I don't know how that works, right? But when I'm talking about the intricate details of slavery, I'm talking about overall, like what happened during slavery, right? So I know you get a lot of flack because some people say, look at you and look at your, not you per se, but look at your last name Garcia, and they say, well, and I know you don't like the term Black, but you prefer the term African, right? Which is, I mean, I'm African as well, but I also prefer the term Black. But people may look at you and say, well, how are you African? You know what I'm saying? Your last name Garcia. Now, when I say like most of us don't understand the intricate details of slavery. When you understand the intricate details of slavery, then no one will pose that question to you. You know what I'm saying? Right. No one will pose that question to Celia Cruz or and so forth and so on, or even Rashida Jones and so forth and so on. When you know your history, so I'm not just talking about slavery in general.
Well, I can see the post now talking about Puerto Ricans don't deserve reparations. I can see the post now. I can see
that's yeah, because we don't like we have to understand, we have to understand slavery, because like
you identify as black, because if you don't identify as black, then you can't get a reparation check. That, I mean, it would be all up and down my timeline. It'd be all up and down.
I was looking at an interview with Lupita, right, and she made a lot of sense. And what people really don't realize, like when you go to Africa, right, there's no need in Africa unless you're in South Africa, because it's a different type of racism there. But when you go to like Nigeria, why Nigerians going to walk around and say I'm proud, I'm black, wearing shirts that I'm black and I'm proud? Like, why are you in Rwanda saying I'm black and I'm proud, or Uganda saying I'm black and I'm proud? You know what I'm saying? Like, what would, like, like when I was in the meet, I was in Rwanda. I think I told you about this when I was in the meeting in Rwanda, and the sister was like, why do Black Americans say that Africans are not proud to be black? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, I mean, I don't think that way, but I hear it. She said, there's no need for us to say, we know we black. There's no need for us to say Black Lives Matter. We know Black Lives Matter. There's no need for us to go around promoting we need to support Black-owned business. That's around us, Black-owned business. You know what I'm saying? So we just have to know.
And of course, this is going to offend people as well. I don't care. But, I think America has the worst of the crop of the Africans. Like they're just like the worst of the crop in my.
But you know why, right?
Like the worst of the, yeah. Well, slavery and Jim Crow and all that.
No, it's deep. It's deeper than that.
What is it? Let's
see. So what's the name touched on it too, and I think we talked about this before, but Les Alonso touched on it when he was on your show, and I think you and I we talked about it a little bit, but in terms of like when you're talking about, you just made the statement as far as how some people say Puerto Ricans don't deserve reparations, because and a lot of people they don't think that there was slavery in Puerto Rico, or how did slavery start in Puerto Rico? You know what I'm saying? But as we know that during the slave trade, the first stops were in Puerto Rico, Haiti, Cuba, before they got to America. And so what happened was in these different islands, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, so forth and so on, the Bahamas, Belize. So this is where the slaves were broken down. Now, between the years 1555 and 1619, that's 64 years. This is when the slaves were broken down. You mean it? Not, I shouldn't say slaves, when the African was broken down. But the ones who rebelled that they couldn't break, those Africans stayed in Cuba and Puerto Rico. Those are the ones who Haiti, they could not break. That's why when you look at slavery, most of those Caribbean islands were the first ones to get their freedom. You know what I'm saying? Haiti, of course, being the first, and they beat the French army. They beat the biggest army during that time. But now the ones who they broke down, were the ones who they brought to America, these Americans. So we are from those people who were broken down. I mean, this is just a fact. This is why when you're dealing with that's why there's so much division. That's why we're easily manipulated. That's why when you bring up a subject, the first thing we say is that, well, white people did it too. You know what I'm saying? Because there's something that's going on in our subconscious mind that we have yet to deal with. But this is just facts. And then you got all of these different, and I'm not gonna call these names, but all of these different organizations who are so divisive when it comes to Black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes to Black people in America, Black people in Africa, Black people in Cuba, Black people in Mexico, Black people in the Bahamas. So but this is like the agenda of J. Edgar Hoover, because he never wanted to see a unified Black people like all over the world. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine.
Yeah.
But it's never going to happen here. So guys, if you're just tuning in, today's Free For All Fridays on the Block with Jen. You can either come on the panel, you could throw a topic at us that you want us to dissect. You could throw a topic that you've heard this week and you want to know what our opinions are. If not, I'm just gonna take over and throw out random topics until the hour is done. Okay, so another random topic, something I noticed online a lot is you know, this not only the, I'm gonna mute your mic and then just wave me. So there's very much fear-based point of view, right? Aside from, you know, a lot of Black people divert to, well, white people do it too. Well, what about them white people over there? Aside from that, there's like this fear-based point of view that I noticed since being on social media, right? And it's kind of like there's this, ooh, you better not say that. I shared a post. This one wasn't mine, so I can't claim it, but I did share it because I agreed with it. And the post said, if slavery were to come back right now, 90% of Black people would say it's God's will, right? So I shared that, right? So of course, all the Christians came running because you say the word God and Christians swear that they're the only ones that have a God. So of course they come running first. And then this guy jumped on, you know, the fear-based point of view. He was like, oh, you better watch what you're saying. He was like, you better watch what you're saying about Black people because you're trying to make it in Hollywood and have a Black audience. And remember what happened to Gina Rodriguez. So basically, you know, and On the Block with Jen style, I told him to go fuck himself and he can fuck off, and so can Gina Rodriguez. But it comes from a place of, it's very fear-based, like, oh, look what they did to Gina. I don't give a fuck what they did to Gina. Me and Gina are not the same type of Puerto Rican. I don't know what her agenda is. I don't know why she apologized for using the word nigga after saying it along with the Fugees in a song. But my point is that people have a yellow stripe down their back and they want to throw it on you. Like, I'm scared. I want you to be scared. And it's so aggravating because it's let me tell you, and y'all gonna be mad, but 9 times out of 10, it is men and it is Black men. I do not have this problem with women on my social media. I do not have this problem with Black women on my social media. It is always a man trying to throw fear on me that he has. Why the fuck would I care what Black Twitter has to say about me and my words? Why the fuck would I care about what Gina Rodriguez got Black Twittered about? Black Twitter, for those of you that don't know, is one of the best free marketing systems ever invented. What they call dragging you is giving you global exposure. So by all means, your goal should be to get dragged by Black Twitter. If you know anything about marketing and exposure, act the fool and let Black Twitter get to you, because they will make you worldwide. They think that what they do is cancel you, and it works the very, very, very opposite way. That's why Tyler Perry had a film on Netflix that was the most viewed because of Black Twitter. That's why Kenya Barris now has hit shows because of Black Twitter dragging him. So I don't have a fear of Black Twitter. I welcome them. You know, this Black man called me a white supremacist and tagged Tariq Nasheed to my post. You guys know who Tariq Nasheed is, right? And I was really hoping that Tariq Nasheed saw it and then came to debate with me because I was ready for him. But again, it comes from that fear base, like, oh, I'm going to tell Tariq Nasheed what you done said. I'm like, what is this fear? How do you walk around through life just fearing shit is going to happen to you? That's not really living. So when he said that, I couldn't help but laugh before telling him to fuck off, and whoever else is too sensitive for my post, and Gina Rodriguez too. I don't give a damn. But you know, it's like it's this fear-based thing. Like they walk around with that yellow stripe down their back and they trying to throw it on you. And I'm not a canvas, buddy. You can't paint that line down my back. So what is that thing? What is that fear thing? Like, we're not on the plantation. Let's run, Jamal. Let's run.
That your ass is crazy. Clip. So we know. I mean, you know. First of all, you know, I like Tariq Nasheed. You know, and of course, I'm always going to Gina Rodriguez. You know, she's a Chicagoan, so I'm going to definitely stand by her, support her. You know what I'm saying? And I like her. I mean, I like her too. But
And I have no beef with Gina. I have no beef with Gina. I like her work, but that is who he went to. He was like, look what happened to Gina Rodriguez. I was like, what the fuck happened to Gina Rodriguez? She's a very successful actress who continues to work over and over and over again, who's a household name. Like, what happened to Gina Rodriguez? Like, this black Twitter monster that people fear is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot wait till Black Twitter gets me. I cannot wait. I'm working on it really hard. I'm really working.
Right. That's my son walking up on me. I'm like,
what's up, people?
Hi.
She said, hi.
What's up, Sarah? What's up, Stephen Hill?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
The thing, you know, she all right.
That's a gorgeous woman right there. Gorgeous black woman, most definitely. I love your cheeks. Your cheeks are pretty and rosy.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
I want to.
That's Jen for White People's Money.
Oh, how you doing? Nice seeing you again.
I'm old enough to be your mama over here.
I will treat you as such and the lovely queen.
I'm a ladies' man. Okay. I wonder who taught him all that.
I don't know. So I mean,
Sarah, come on the panel.
You said what?
Come on the panel.
He went back up. He gone.
No,
so I'm not too. I mean, I was like, when it came to Black Twitter, I was like, what the hell is Black Twitter? And then I had to be, I think I forgot you or somebody explained it to me, like, this is Black Twitter. Like, what the hell is Black Twitter? And
the best marketing team on the planet. That's what Black Twitter is.
I know. But people, I hate a coward. And the thing is that if you believe something, just stand on, like, even I told you, if Gina Rodriguez, she believes something, just stand on what you believe. You know what I'm saying? Like, stand on what you believe, like, and let the arrows come. Like, if you believe, just stand on what you believe. You don't have to. And I hate that when somebody, like, like, that's one of the reasons yesterday, I know, you and I was going at it yesterday on Corey's post, because Corey's post, and that was the point I was trying to make, is the fact that I was trying to deal with the hypocrisy. Not I love Corey, of course, but not defending his post, what he said, but the hypocrisy that people, like, now, since this whole Boosie thing came up, right? People talking about this Boosie. He replaced the brother from Georgia. So it's like, so he replaced the brother from, like, people were at one point talking about the brother from Georgia on Facebook for a few days. Then Boosie came along. Now they're talking about Boosie. When have you seen a post about the brother from Georgia that was killed?
Oh, you're talking about Ahmaud Arbery. But I don't understand why. Okay, I have to address that.
Address it, please.
I don't understand how. Okay, Sarah, you're getting the summer body ready. I'm not mad at that.
You got to, Sarah.
Oh, I'm going to be live with my daughter on Instagram. So if you haven't already, follow me on the Block with Jen on Instagram. I'm going to be live with my baby girl tonight. So follow me on the Block with Jen on Instagram. We're going to talk about this little Boosie thing. I just want to talk about, like, I don't understand.
You want to talk about little what? Boosie.
Boosie, how you say his name? Boosie.
Boosie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of these artists.
So here's what I don't get, right? When people say social media, right? Social media is like daily life for people. It's daily life, right? Are you still talking about Malcolm X's murder? Are you marching about it? Are you still trying to find out how the government was involved? Today in 2020, when was the last time you made an effort to find out who killed Malcolm X?
What they got to do with anything?
What it has to do with is because
I know who killed Malcolm X.
Okay, but listen to me. And you know who killed Ahmaud Arbery? So my point is this. Let me get to my point, because I said I wanted to address something. social media is like a conveyor belt, but it matches very much how we live our lives, right? So we found Ahmaud Arbery got killed on Monday. That shit affects us. We feeling that shit on Tuesday. We figuring out that these motherfuckers get arrested on Wednesday. We figuring out what the fuck are the lawmakers doing in Georgia by Thursday. By Friday, we doing motherfucking laundry. We making sure dinner's ready. We making sure we ready for the next week. We making sure our kids okay. Life moves the fuck on. But you cannot diminish that I was upset on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now his mama and his family, they're going to be upset forever for the rest of their lives. But I think it's unrealistic to tell people on social media, you were mad yesterday about Ahmaud Arbery. Now you mad about Boosie. That's current events. Life goes the fuck on. And as we find out about
is that the way you look at it?
Absolutely. No one is supposed to care about your personal life more than you, period. So Ahmaud Arbery's mother, she is going to fight for that situation for the 24 hours a day for the rest of her life. But we are not his mama. We can only sympathize. We can feel bad because it was one of us. We can feel bad because we live in America, crooked ass, unjust justice system. But to say y'all were mad at about Ahmaud Arbery, now you mad about that is the way of the world. That is normal. That's natural.
That's not really natural.
It's natural. It's just at full speed on social media, but it is very natural.
Okay, let me tell you why it's not natural. Let me tell you why it's not natural, right? You funny. Let me tell you why it's not natural. Okay. Because here's the thing. The thing is, we don't like it. It's like we join on to a topic, right? It's not like say for instance, right? If something happened and something happens to, let's just say, John Doe so and so, right? If you don't have a certain amount, if it's not like just say for instance, the same thing happened to this brother, it happened to John Doe, and if someone posts about him, right? If there's no traction, it appears that no one cares. It seems to me that the only time that people care about it when it's traction or when everyone else is talking about it. So to me, sincere anger and care is when you can do it, but you can do it when no one else is paying attention.
That's not.
Now
you want humans not to be humans. Now you want humans not to be human. Now you want.
I want humans to be human.
Say again.
I want humans to be humans.
Then you have to accept that they're a community type of creature. That's why you can find a million Chicagoans who like the Chicago Bears because that's what everybody in Chicago does, right? Because
we like the Chicago Bears because we're from Chicago.
Well, right. But if you were born in New York, you would like another team. If you were born in California, you would like another team. Humans go with the flow. They go with the traffic.
That's not a good analogy.
It's an absolutely good analogy. Because people move in community. It's like that joke that Cedric the Entertainer used to say. You see one person running, you don't even know why he's running. You just start running.
Yeah, but do you think if, let me ask you this though. Do you think that so let me tell you why I'm not cool. I mean, it's your analogy, but I'm not so sure about it because the fact that if you have there's also a community of Chicagoans who may not like the Chicago Bears, right? And they may like the Green Bay Packers, and we do have some Chicagoans who like the Green Bay Packers. So you mean to tell me that because that these people because they like the Green Bay Packers, everybody from Chicago should go over there, or that they should just join on to people like because they are Green Bay Packers fan, they should just automatically become Chicago Bears fans? It don't work like that.
No, it does work like that. That's why I can go to Chicago and find millions of Chicago Bear fans. That is how humanity is. What you're talking about What you're talking about is the exception to the rule. Can I go to Chicago and find a Chicagoan that likes, I don't know, the New England Patriots? Absolutely. I'm sure I could find many, but that is not the flow of humans. It's just like people that live in New York. Everybody wears a fucking Yankee hat.
But we're not switching up our teams though.
What?
We're not switching. Like if you're a Chicago Bears fan, right? You're a Chicago Bears fan. We're not switching up our teams. 1 minute you're a Chicago Bears fan. Next minute you're doing this. Next minute you're doing that. No.
But my point was that you're doing what everybody else is doing because you live in Chicago. You're doing you're doing what hundreds and thousands of people are doing only because you live in Chicago.
And also keep in mind too, like when you're talking about sports, right? You're talking about something that's very consistent, something that's been around that's very, very, very consistent, right? So when you talk about somebody
like murder and racism,
right? I'm not. Well, it's consistent, but not people are not getting killed. You don't mean that people are not getting. It's not. There's a big difference. There's a difference though. But when you're talking about someone getting shot by the police, right? And then you switch from someone getting shot by the police to a Bootsy, or you get then switch from the Bootsy into Black AF, or so we are all over. We're just all over the place.
No, but we're actually not. You know why we're not? Let me tell you why we're not. Because human beings, right? They have compassion. There are a little bit of us left, right? But human beings naturally have compassion. So when they think about Ahmaud Arbery getting murdered, that shit hurts. You think about that, right? He's a victim of something. When you think about Boosie, you think about his sons who are 12 and 13 getting raped by a prostitute. That shit hurts, okay? That shit hurts. So you're mad about that. And then tomorrow, if R. Kelly walks after raping 12-year-old little girls, that shit hurts. And we're going to talk about that. You can't tell people you got to stay on this Ahmaud Arbery or else you weren't really upset. It's asinine. It's asinine.
But the thing, let me ask you this. So if we look at it from your perspective, right? And every time something changes, every time something happens, and you're angry every time something happens or something comes up, are we ever going to be happy about anything? Are we ever going to be at peace about anything? If we look at it from your perspective, every single day, every week, there's something to be angry about. Do we want to live out?
I'm not angry. I'm violent. I was angry 400 years ago. I'm violent now.
I mean, like, there are options.
Now, to answer your question fairly, absolutely the fuck not. It's not healthy. But social media is like puts everything in our face. So every day, a motherfucker, I had to pull back from it because every day I was like, "What the fuck is that? Who did it? Why did it? I can't believe." You have to pull back. Social media is shoving that shit down our throat, and it is not healthy.
And on purpose.
It's not healthy. But you can't. Of course, it's on purpose. It's lucrative. But you can't. I just feel bad when someone's upset about Boosie, having prostitutes rape his sons and his nephews, and they're upset about that. You can't tell that person, I thought you was mad about Ahmaud yesterday. Now you mad about Boosie. That shit's fucked up. Like you're desensitized.
What if it's true though? What if it's true? What if it's true?
What if what's true?
Because Boosie, that whole big thing with Boosie happened, and I'm not. It happened. It happened like almost a year ago, right? And people talked. There were very few people to talk about it. Even I commented on Vlad post, and I made a comment about it, right? It wasn't in favor of Boosie. I had said some things. Well, it wasn't in favor of Boosie. This was almost a year ago when he actually talked about it.
But why people always said this was almost a year. Boosie right now is saying, "Yeah, I said it. I'll do it again. I was with the same prostitutes, and if your daughter comes around here, she's gonna get fucked because I taught my sons to fuck." That's now.
I don't listen. Here's the thing.
Now, why are you talking about what happened a year ago?
Here's the thing. I do not. I mean, honestly, I can't even name a Bootsy song. I don't even. I don't even listen to his videos.
I had to ask my daughter. I'm like, who the fuck is this little crunchy? Who is this? Like, I gotta ask my daughter about these clowns.
Me too. Like my sons, I had to like, who the hell is this? They be talking like today on the ride. They're like, they were talking. I was like, put music in. I'm like, who the hell? I mean, I don't know 90% of these artists. Probably 99%.
I know Drake.
Who?
Drake.
I don't even listen to Drake.
I like Drake loves the ladies. Drake wouldn't treat me like that.
He don't like no black women though. So
what?
Don't he got? You the one who said he got a baby by a white prostitute?
He did. Yes. You can find her on Pornhub.com. You know, I had to go see.
You see, she really is a prostitute.
I mean, she's an industry hop around, and yeah, she does porn, like tits, ass out, pussy out on Pornhub. Yes, but he said he took 2 paternity tests to make sure, because you know she's been around a little bit with other rappers. Been around.
How she convinced them to go in like that, going raw?
I mean, the same way all these other guys going raw. Look at all these other guys going raw. Ludacris went raw. Dwayne went raw. They both had women at the time. Like,
no, I'm saying like with a porn star. Well, she's a porn star, so I'm saying you probably think, oh, she's a porn star. She get tested every week, so.
I mean, it's a dangerous game. It's Russian roulette. I wouldn't do it. If I had a dick, I'd be so bougie. I'd be like, no, girl, I am not sticking you with nothing.
Why you gotta have a penis for that?
I'm saying if I had a dick, men are more careless with their dicks. They're just like, anybody got it?
It's different nowadays. Women are just as careless.
Okay. I'm just saying, if I had a dick, I would not be putting it raw in a porn star. That's what I'm saying. Now, would I not smash a porn star? I may be intrigued enough to smash a porn star, but I'm not doing it without a condom. I may want to smash a porn star with a penis. Who knows? Yay! But I'm not doing it raw because I don't want you to be the mother of my children.
Absolutely.
I want to go back and tell my boys that I smashed, but I don't want you to raise my child. So we got a few minutes left. Ladies, gentlemen, if you want to come on the panel and talk some shit.
You still have to answer my question though.
Oh, what's your question?
About being in terms of being grateful. Did you answer my question about? I think we were cut off. Who are you grateful to?
No, I said I'm grateful in general. I'm not grateful to anyone. I answered that. Yeah, I'm grateful in general. Like you can be. That's the thing, mi gente. You can be grateful without equating it to God. Like I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I was born in a country where I have running water. That's what I'm great, because it's just demographic. It's just geographics. That's it. Like the difference between me and a woman that looks just like me, who is my age, okay, my body type, my heart, my compat. The only difference between her and I is that she may have been born in a third world country with no way out, and she got to go walk for her water, and I can turn a knob and have water come out. We are no different. We are no different.
So you growing up, you ain't no boy, no water.
Of course.
Okay then.
What does that have to do with my point?
I'm just saying. You talking about third world country? It's here.
You comparing America and me having to boil water to a woman who's never seen a faucet and has to walk miles and get dirty water from a well. I'm saying that no matter.
I think that stuff is.
Huh?
Go ahead.
What? What'd you say?
Nothing. So I have another question for you.
No, but let me finish this point, because these motherfuckers will be watching this and think I said something else, right? My point was that even with me having to boil water, there's always someone in a third world country who's living 100 times worse. So I'm grateful of the things that I have. I don't equate that to God looked out for me, because then I would have to accept that God ain't looking out for her. You understand? If I am thanking of God for looking out for me, then with a straight face, I would have to accept that he's not looking out for her. And I'm better.
That has nothing to do with whether there's an existence of God or not. That's not how God works.
But everybody,
that's a
different conversation. Everybody thinks God works a different way. But you
yeah, that's not, man. That's
I know,
not how
but,
he works.
I know, but the majority of people who believe in God believe that God is looking
they
out.
Have understanding. They do not have a proper understanding
they believe that
of God.
They believe that they're blessed and favored. Motherfuckers wake up in the morning and say, God woke me up this morning. So what about the people that didn't wake up this morning?
Yeah, I understand what you understand.
It's obnoxious. It's like, what makes you more important than a 5-year-old that didn't wake up this morning? Who the fuck are you, you obnoxious piece of shit? Like, what makes you so special that God would wake you up in the morning, but he didn't wake up a 5-year-old who was sick or had cancer? Like, who the fuck are you? Why are you so special? Who the fuck are you? Who you? You're a fucking meat coat on a skeleton. Like, who are you that you're so special that God woke you up this morning? You know what I mean? When so many people have it so much worse. So I cannot, with a conscious mind and heart, equate whatever I have to a God looking out for me. Because then I would have to accept with a conscious mind that he's not looking out for, oh, God, I cannot do it. Hence, okay. I'm what people call an atheist.
So my last question for you is, you say you box.
I never said that.
Can you fight?
I never said that. No, I can't fight at all. I can't fight at all.
You're funny. I'm just relaying off the interview you yesterday, which was a great interview.
Thank you. I was
really great.
Yeah, it was
great.
Yeah, I'm really I'm proud of that one.
Yeah, it was amazing. So let me ask you, so are you a fan of boxing?
Very much so. I mean, growing up in the Bronx, Puerto Rican father, there was no football in the house. There was no baseball on TV. There was no football on TV. The only sport we were allowed to watch was boxing. My dad turned his living room into a boxing gym in a Bronx apartment. I mean, equipped with heavy bag, the floor-to-ceiling mirrors, the dumbbells. Like, he literally turned a Bronx apartment living room into a boxing gym. So that's all we had access to. That's all we saw, and everybody had to get on the bag. And my brother was.
So did you get on the? Did you actually get on the bag too, or did you?
Yeah, of course. Like, it was we didn't go. My dad wasn't the traveling type, so we weren't out going to the beach and to the park. It was, the kitchen, our bedroom, and then the fucking living room, which was the gym. And my brother, I used to go to. He was trying to get in Golden Gloves, and what's interesting is, my dad ain't shit, because I'm the one that wanted the box. But my dad is he's very misogynistic. So he viewed women as like, no, you stay home and you cook and whatever. And he was pushing my brother so hard into Golden Gloves and fighting. My brother didn't want to do that. My brother wanted to be an architect. He was an artist. But my dad was like, no, boxing is Puerto Rican. This is what we do. So he pushed him into boxing. And I was like, I want to box. I want to box. But yeah, no.
So have you ever like so you had a passion for boxing?
I did. I do. I mean, come on. I'm a Bronx girl. So I fought a lot in the streets, you know what I mean? But I never I never did it technically. My dad just wasn't having it. He was like, girls don't box, and that's a done deal. But I had a passion for it. I wanted to do it really badly. When I used to go to the gym with my brother, when he was training for Golden Gloves, I wanted to do it. I like the feral nature of, what I mean, hand-to-hand combat. I'm really good with pain. You know what I mean? My core is rock hard. But my dad was just like, no. So I used to just fight in the street. And that's where I used to just fight in the street all the time. That was my boxing, which is why my dream is to open up a boxing gym in the Bronx for girls. Like, get out the street.
That's a good idea. That's a dope idea. So
get out of the street.
If you had went into boxing, right, and your father would have pushed you into boxing, right, how successful do you think you would have been?
I think I would have went all the way, because I am hell bent. Like, whatever I put my mind to, I am hell bent, and I feel like nothing can stop me. And I'm just like, I got fire in me. And I think my dad fucked up because my brother was like, after many, many years and, you know, investing a lot of money and time, my brother was like, I don't want to do this. And I was like, no, not me. No. Okay, I'll go.
But did you actually, let me ask you this. Did you actually go to your father and tell him that you wanted to, or did you assume because you were boxing that did you make an assumption that he was like, you know, did you actually go to him and tell him that you wanted to box? Like you said, Dad, I want to, huh?
I never did. My dad, it was, first of all, it was hard to talk to my dad. And since I saw him and heard him making so many comments of his view of women, I was like, I ain't taking this to that man. Like, you know, I ain't, you know, listen, a couple of times he took me with him to, you know, to the junkyard to hold a flashlight while he fixed his car. Like he was, you know, women were so second-class citizens to him that I didn't even dare, like, Dad, put me in the fucking ring. What are you doing? This dude don't want to fight. You know, so I did it in the street, and I did it, you know, for way too long, but I did it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you know, I'm gonna make up for it, and I'm gonna live vicariously through the girls that are in my gym in the Bronx when I open it up, and that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be an all-girls boxing gym. Get out the street fighting, come in here, and let's make some careers.
Yeah.
So this was amazing, free for all. You punks didn't want to come on, but it's okay. Maybe next time. I will be back Monday tonight. I will be live with my daughter discussing this little boozy thing. Follow me on The Block with Jen on Instagram. On The Block with Jen on Instagram. On The Block with Jen on Instagram. I am going to be live for the first time ever with my daughter, and we're going to be discussing little Boozy or Boosie or however you say his name. Right? Okay, so Mark, we're out. You're hella late. We did the whole hour. Today was Free For All Fridays. It wasn't one particular topic. So it was whatever topic was on anybody's mind. All right, guys. So have an amazing weekend. Stay happy, healthy, and let's try to get wealthy. All right, bars. All right, guys. So I see you on Monday.